the research project that we are running here at Roskilde University with a very short and easy title called Sense-Making Strategies and User-Driven Innovation in Virtual Worlds. And we are looking into different empirical fields. That is new market dynamics and management, social and cultural innovation, and knowledge construction. So that's the project that we are running at the moment. Two of the main foci of our research project is of course mentioned in the title, and they are sense-makings and sense-making strategies. And dealing with sense-making strategies, we also apply a certain methodology. We apply the sense-making methodology, not surprisingly. And that's a way of dealing with media reception and communication. And it's a communication theoretical approach to dealing with media reception. And on the other hand, we are also focusing on user-driven innovation. That's a very important part of the project as well. And that's among one of the reasons for choosing Second Life. And we are not specifically a Second Life project, but we are also including other kinds of virtual worlds. But at the moment, Metrotopia is an island that we constructed in Second Life. And the very idea of constructing Metrotopia is actually to build our own laboratory for the sense-making and media reception and innovation and communication experiments that we are going to carry out. And in that way you could sort of be very flexible in constructing laboratories for research purposes. So we are using the island as a laboratory for carrying out research. The possibilities, they are of course that you could construct laboratories that are not limited by the physical space. You could actually do things that is not possible in what we call real life or the outside world, and the limitations they are that you cannot include what we know from physical world in the virtual worlds at the moment, at least. So a lot of things influencing, for instance, sense makings and reception would be sensory inputs, or sensing the world, being in the world, includes taste, feeling, kinesthetics and that kind of thing. And of course we cannot include that in the virtual worlds laboratory. Well, bots, that's a shortcut, so to speak, for robots. And bots are non-person characters or avatars that you can program in different ways. And at the moment we use the bots as some kind of agents in our ongoing sense-making and media reception experiments. So we are trying to deal with social interaction, with design processes and innovation, utilizing the metaverse in the sense that we can populate them with bots, and we can ask bots to do different things. The bots that we have, they are, bot is Longfall, and bot is Longfall is a supervillain. He's attacking and he's hostile in different ways. And we have bot L. Renford, and she's a super heroine, and she's also the leader of a gang of which Sinead Jewel is part, and she's also a marksman, although she's a female. We have Stone Torres, who is the guy always exercising in our exercise room at Metrotopia, and Sisemena, who is in deep trouble. She's traumatized in different ways, all blue, and she's actually planning to do suicide. So we have different kinds of bots doing different kinds of things in Metrotopia, and in that way we are trying to populate and program different sorts of, you might call it interactional behaviors, or you might call it social interaction. Learn is actually the key word in this connection, because we are trying to bring the robotics, the virtual robotics of virtual worlds a step further, because at the moment they are very, you might call it primitive or simple, and at the moment I'm working with picobots, with SL bots, with the ELIZA model, the Doolittle chatbot, and with the Pandora bot. 2 of them are chatbots, and 2 are programmable figures and avatars. And bringing together the chatbots and the other bots, we're trying to bring them a little step further in complexity, but still they're very primitive. So we would like to combine what we know about virtual bots at the moment with what our computer scientists know about artificial intelligence. And in that way, we would love to develop learning bots. That is, bots who are not pre-programmed in order to be able to deal with different kinds of anticipated situations. But we would like to create learning bots that have the capacity to deal with the unforeseen situations, and in that way being able to expand their experience. I love to think of my bots as provocateurs. I think if you compare with the advanced online role-playing games, then the non-person characters or the mobs, the pre-programmed figures of the large-scale games, they are threats, and they provoke people to act, to compete with each other, and to collaborate. Some of them are helpers, and some of them are provocateurs. That's part of the old story about how to tell a story. So I think it's important for us to develop learning bots that are helpers and provocateurs. The provocateurs, that's what I focus on. And the important thing of the provocateur should be to enact and to sort of initiate different kinds of social interaction and interactional patterns, so that confronted with our learning bots, people, or rather avatars, would have to deal with the situation in different ways. But as one of the major themes of this research project is innovation, then of course we will also bring our bots into innovation processes, and especially so into innovation management, which is a very difficult skill, to be able to manage people who are going to be creative and innovative. And we know from research on innovation management that there's a lot of dilemmas when you're doing management in this area. So we would like to develop a method in which you could train innovation managers so that they could develop methods in which they would sort of initiate innovation processes that they will be able to manage. So one of the applications might be innovation management.